Hi, good evening. This is Bhavna, and I'm recording this video as a part of the take home assessment by Afforro. So, this is the assignment that I got, and it has two parts. One is the UI implementation, and another one is the API integration into a data table. So, for this UI implementation, I have got the design, but for I'm not I couldn't get any clue on where to keep this table, so I assumed it to be a part of this dashboard, and I have added it as a segment on the add it as a menu item here, just for the sake of convenience, and could also go in this dashboard, right? So that's why I made this choice to keep the API integration part of it here in the dashboard itself. So I have hosted the UI on Vercel just for the sake of sharing the UI with the team. Okay, this is where I have pushed the code. If I open it, you can see the readme documentation. So this is where I've deployed it, and just to zoom in, this is the tech stack that I have used: React with TypeScript for better typing, Tailwind CSS for styling, because writing from scratch CSS would take a lot of time, and I don't want to use it for this particular assignment, because the assignment is of a dashboard, and it only makes sense to use a library that has all the properties, and it would make it easy for the responsiveness also. And I've used React Router for the routing part of it, and as we can see, we have charts, graphs here on the dashboard. So I've gone to recharts for the charts, and for the icons I have chosen React icons. So setup instructions is to clone this repo, and as this is a React project, we can just do npm install and npm run dev, because I've created it using Vite. So npm run dev would essentially make the application running in this port. And coming to the project structure, let me take you to the code base quickly. And as you can see, this is the entry point of the application, and here I have implemented the routing. So if I go back to the dashboard UI itself, I can see it has a collection of boxes that we can arrange using flexbox and grid. So firstly, I've taken this sidebar and nav bar, and I imagine this to be a main container, and I've just laid out using flex. But this main container itself, I can envision it as a grid, so that I can split the UI into columns and arrange the boxes or cards according to my wish, according to the ratios that are provided in the design. So it's just for the basic layout I've used flexbox, but for the main dashboard itself I have used grids in order to arrange the cards or the charts on the UI column wise. Okay, the project structure, how I kept it is, I do not have any assets, so we have a lot of charts and graphs that are being imported from rechart. So it only makes sense to keep them as a separate folder that have all the charts components. We could keep them in the components folder as well, but for the sake of separation, I kept it as charts. And the small units of the UI, like this sales card, this sidebar, nav bar, and this these top cards right here, I kept them as a separate components in the components folder. And so all these components will be will consider as separate pages. So for now I have only dashboard page and the users page for where I have included the API integration part, so I kept it as pages. So the API fetching logic, I have created one custom hook in order to maintain the separation of concern with the presentational component that I have here. So all the logic has been extracted from here and kept in the this users hook itself, where I will fetch the data and then store it, manipulate it, and send it back to the users component accordingly. So that's about the project structure. I'll go back to the these are the basic routes I have created. Home route is the dashboard one, and if I click on users, the users table will appear. Just to show you the demo. So this is basically the UI. Not pixel perfect, I missed a few of the icons, and might be difference in the color scheme as well, because I didn't get the exact color codes. So this is the dashboard UI, and if I click on users, then I will see the list of users that are being fetched by the public API that has been provided, and we can search either by name or email. That is one thing, and we can filter by the city, and we can sort ascending and descending order. So these are the two routes. Going back, so I've already spoke about the assumptions I made regarding the API, and there's a lot of improvement that can be done for this UI. Essentially it's just an UI without any functionality. So that's it. So if I have to go back to the logic of data fetching here, so this is the component that I have for users API fetching, and then this is the hook, custom hook I have created. These are the types, and this custom hook where I have used local state only, because using a state management system or use reducer or context API or just or any redux of sort will not be ideal, because this is a simple use case that we have right here. So I just used React hook use state to store the local data, and I've used fetch in order to make the API call, and then this use effect hook I've used it to fetch the users on the page load, and then whenever user like makes an action, if it types or selects something from the drop down or clicks on the button to sort the data, I will capture this event and trigger that particular event that get registered here, and then according to that action, since we passed it as an dependency array here, according to that action this use effect will be triggered, and inside that, if it is a search, we'll do the search. If it is a filter action, we'll do this, and if it is a sort a trigger, that we'll go ahead and sort the data that we have, and then finally return all of the states, functions, and the data we have. So that can be captured in this component by importing the custom hook, and you making use of this loading and error states, we can display the component here. Yeah, that is what I have. I'll be sharing with this sharing this live URL along with the GitHub link with the team. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye bye.